Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This might be a bit of a long intro, but I'm gonna try and keep it brisk, mostly because I am already sweating bullets right now in this hot room and the fan cannot be on, as I learned the hard way in Tampa video where I did my makeup. We had to film it twice because I had the fan on and you can hear it, apparently. I'm learning new things every day. So yeah, it's been a wee while since I filmed a video. I just haven't been feeling like ready to getting in front of the camera. I still feel a bit odd about it. I don't want to talk too much about what we're going through right now at the moment because I'm sure you have a media everywhere bombarding you with all sorts of things, and I wanted this to kind of be a distraction, a safe place, and just somewhere where you can not think about reality for a little bit, which is a good segue into the kind of theme of this video, which is escaping reality by reading books. I'm in a new little spot in my office. Hopefully it turns out okay. I'm not sure because I really did like where I used to sit on my couch because all of the natural light made me look flawless. But I wanted to mix it up a little bit. So that's why we're here. And another disclaimer I want to put at the beginning of this is only some of my favorite indie authors. I was planning on collecting like a huge amount of paperbacks before all of this virus stuff started happening, and then I was very hesitant to get a lot of deliveries that weren't essential. Hence me having a smaller pile of paperbacks. I'm going to do like a virtual version of this, which I thought would be kind of cool. Like I'll have my Kindle and then I'll show you all the indie authors on my Kindle. There are like millions, so it's going to take me a while. So that's the reason why I was actually a little bit hesitant filming this, despite a lot of my readers asking for it, is I was nervous that like my author friends would see this and feel like snubbed or feel like offended that I didn't put them in here. And if you're watching this and at the end if you don't see yourself in there, it is not because I don't love your books, it is just because there are so many, A, that I need to break this up into sections, and B, I don't have paperbacks of everyone. And yeah, this is in no particular order or anything like that. This is just books. I wanted to promote something like not just a way to escape, but indie authors are such a great kind of artist to support in any time, obviously, but during this time more than anything, because also, if you don't know me, I'm Anne and I'm an indie author. And if you don't know what an indie author is, it's just an independently published author who pretty much writes a story and then does everything themselves, from editing to cover design to publishing. Up until 5 years ago, I did not even know this existed until I tried to publish my first book, and I learned a lot along the way. I'm going to do a whole new like series type thing on like either how to publish a book or steps I go through to publish a book or tips or whatever. Got to think of something cool like that. But yeah, so that is what an indie author is, and it is a really hard profession to make into a job. It is a constant struggle, a constant hustle. The industry is ever changing, as with anything, but it is a lot of pressure and a lot of hard work. You do everything yourself that, you know, a publishing house would obviously take care of the promotion, the cover, the design, the costs that go with all of that. So I could go into the pros and cons of each, because there are, obviously with each, I personally would love to be traditionally published one day, but that's on my vision board, so it's going to happen. Power of positive thinking. But yeah, so there is a lot that goes into being an indie author, and being one myself and having had it be my full-time job for a few years now, it is scary because you are in control of everything, which is awesome. It's such a double-edged sword because it is so cool to call the shots and be your own boss and all of that, but there are so many risks that come with that. Writing is, for me at least, such a temperamental craft. It is so connected to my moods and my environment and my state of mind. And for example, with everything going on in the world right now, I've been finding it super hard to write, super hard to create, just hard to concentrate. So that obviously leaks into what you're going to produce. Anyway though, I'm very lucky to have this job where I don't have to go out and still have this job. So I don't want to whine too much about that. Let's get into the section you've all been waiting for. All of the books that I have. Yeah, so this is in no particular order. These are the paperbacks that I happen to have on hand at the moment, and yeah, I would be doing a few more videos on this if you guys like it. If you want anything else from me, please leave it in the comments. I am going to try and film a little bit more often, because I will say that putting makeup on and getting in front of the camera and just gassing up does make me feel a little bit better about life. So without further ado, let's start with, I actually wanted to put King in here because it's the first book in this series, which is how I found Team Frazier, but we don't have it. So I have book 2, which is just as great. This is actually Taylor's copy. So, but yeah, this is such a great series. I think 10 might have been one of the first indies that I read. I could be wrong, but King is such a good book. This is such a good series. She's an amazing author. She is a total babe, and like I don't know like how I would categorize this, because it's kind of mafia, kind of not, kind of like, it's definitely suspense, it's definitely erotic, it's definitely like alpha male. It's just got a bit of everything, honestly. It kind of weaves in and out of all the different tropes that I personally love. So yeah, if you haven't read this series, there's a whole bunch of them. I actually haven't caught up because my reading has suffered obviously too, but this is a really good series. It is perfect for escaping. It actually really, I remember I was going through a really tough time when I read King, and it really saved me, honestly, this series. So Tyrant, this is Tyrant, but the first in the series is King. And then I think there's Lawless after that. I need to double check. I actually have more of them, but I should have got them all in that. I don't know how quick I'm going to be doing this. I don't know what I'm going to talk about at the end, but I'll see how I go with my heat and the tightness of my pants. Is anyone else like really putting on weight during quarantine? Because that me. Next up is Harper Sloan. This is Perfectly Perfect by Harper Sloan. I discovered Harper through her Corp Security series, which I adore. She was one of the early indies that I started reading, and for those of you who don't know, she is actually the reason I went on a signing and met my now fiance. She contacted me while I was in Bali, actually on holiday with a friend, and I remember seeing her name in my email inbox and screaming because I was such a fan of hers. And yeah, she invited me on that. She'd been reading my books, and I was like, what? And yeah, she invited me on this cruise, and she's such a sweetheart in person, and I was such fangirl because I love every single book she's ever written. I think she's super talented. I think like Security series are some of my favorite, I'll be honest. And her Corp Security, I went through them like that. They're so good. They're like everything you want, and like a romance and like a romantic suspense. And Perfectly Imperfect is another great, like raw, beautiful, empowering. I think it's amazing. Like, and look at the cover. I mean, come on. So I think you should buy everything from Harper, honestly. There is no books that I would recommend above the others. Whatever one you're going to pick up is going to be a good fucking time. And another one of my beautiful friends an author who I'm lucky enough to call a friend, is Devney Perry. This is the second book I read by her. I read The Birthday List first, or a book club that me and an author friend of mine have called the Boss Babes Book Club, and I loved it. I proceeded to buy every single book she's ever written and read them. I think I read all of her books in like a week or something like that, because that was the OG me before I became an author. When I was reading a lot of indie authors and not knowing I was reading them, I would be reading like 2 books a day, and I am definitely a little bit envious of my past self because that's what fueled me and made me into a bit of a writing machine. Like back in the day, reading all of these beautiful books was what gave me the kind of the fuel and the fire to write, and that's why I could write so fast, because I was reading so fast. For me, the two really go hand in hand, and I definitely think the reason why I'm not writing now is because I'm not reading. But gosh, I'm so narcissistic. I'm just going into a fucking wanking on about myself when I should be talking about Devney. I hesitate to say my favorite books and series from her, because literally every single one of her books is just amazing. I think the Jameson Valley series is my favorite. I don't know where I got cut off there because the camera just decided to stop recording, and then I had to get Taylor in here to fix it for me. Anyway, I got up anyway to get some other of my favorite books by Devney Perry, and as I was saying, she is such a beautiful person. She is such a kind soul, and yeah, just in case you needed to know that, you are reading books by just a genuinely amazing person. So my favorite book in this series of the Jameson Valley series, is very hard to say. I love them all. I would say Coppersmith Farmhouse or The Outpost. They are the two of my favorites in that series. They are both like kind of like mountain farm in Montana, like small town farm life kind of books, which really, I love them. I love. I remember actually finishing all these, so I was like, I need like more small town farm books. Really good vibe to them. I just felt like very Nora Roberts vibe, Kristen Ashley. I hesitate to compare because she has her own very distinct style, but just the same kind of feelings that you get from those other authors, you know, the safety and the just the happiness and the ease of reading. She also has a new MC series. I think Gypsy Night, or it's a beautiful, the third in the series, which is coming out I think in about 2 weeks, is the cover is amazing. But these two here, I think Gypsy King is free right now, and depending on when I am uploading this, but so if you love MC, she's also got these two, which are great, amazing books, and the covers are just pure works of art. So she also has a few other series as well, the Lark Cove series, which is just as great. So I'm like, I hate saying a favorite because it's like eating a fucking piece of chocolate. Like, you're never gonna have a bad experience with it, you know? But yeah, those are my favorites from Devney. Brynne Asher, another really amazing human being, very kind. She sent me this the second that I was like, I need paperback. She sent it to me, and I promised her books, and I haven't sent them to her yet. So, but her Caprino series is really good too. Her Killers series, again, I don't even know how to tell you about these books, because I'm like, you just need to buy them because you're not going to have a bad experience with them. But like, I'm going to find it hard because I don't want to give too much away about the books themselves. I want you to discover that on your own, but I do want to like be able to tell you that they're going to give you everything you need, especially in a time like this, when you're going through some hard stuff, and when you need books to buy, and you want to be able to support people, like real kind of like down to earth, like people working hard. And I just think indie authors are the way to go. So yeah, Brynne is top notch, and one of my best girls ever actually, Jessica Gadziala. This is the first book in her MC series. She has an amazing MC series, The Henchman, one of the top MC series in the genre, in my opinion. They like her books, I think there's 17 in the series now. She is, like, I can't say enough about her. Her writing style is, it just sucks you in. It's so easy, but like there's so much depth to her stories. My favorite series by her is her, I think it's called the Fixer series, or is the Fixer the first one? I am terrible, but it's like a security series, and I love that. I think the Fixer is the first one in it, and that's one of my favorite series by her. But she has, I think, like 50 books published, and every single book, like, you think that after 50 books there's going to be like a formula, or they're going to be all the same, but every book of hers I've read is completely different. Like, the storyline, the heroine, everything about it is so unique, and I don't know how she does it. I think she's a very powerful witch or something, but she also has a paranormal series. She's got pretty much any kind of series, any kind of themes and vibes you could ever want. Her MC series is great. So like there's something for anyone amongst her 50 books, but honestly, you're gonna, and she's in Kindle Unlimited. I'm gonna double check who's all in Kindle Unlimited and who's not, but everyone's information is going to be down below, like all the books I'm talking about, the Amazon pages, all of that, all of their social media, because another thing I quickly want to say is, you know, interacting with indie authors on social media is really important because it helps, you know, with all those algorithms and things like that. It helps get the word out. It really helps. So just realize that every little thing that you do, especially reviews, especially following people on Goodreads, following people on Amazon, it helps, you know, indie authors. And I know it doesn't seem like you're doing something, but something as quick as a review, even if you are like I loved the book, if you love the book, you don't know what it does to help an indie author. Reviews and like sharing, and if you're in a Goodreads group, just mentioning all of that kind of stuff is really, really pivotal for us as authors, because, you know, with promo and, you know, all of that kind of shit, we can only go so far before we hand it over to you, the reader. You know, our heart and our craft is really in your hands, and we trust you to read our books, and if you like them, we, you know, you are so involved in the process of helping us, because that's what being an indie author is. We are so reliant on you guys in a good way, you know, like we get to have a relationship with you guys through reader groups and all that kind of stuff, and you really, really make a difference. And I think that is important to know as a reader, is you buying our books, liking posts, sharing stuff, yeah, as I said, following on things like Goodreads and Amazon and reviews. That really, really helps us. I can't explain so much without sounding like a broken record, but it is what gets us to the next level. And as an indie author, we always want to, you know, we're all just dreamers who worked hard and used what we had. And yeah, so, and Jessica is one of, like, I know her very well, and she's just super genuine. Her heart is with her readers, and her, like, heart is with her stories, and she just consistently works hard, and she's so talented. She deserves to be, like all of these women do, obviously, but I feel like they deserve to be in these top places in Amazon and all of these lists. I think they really, really deserve to be there. And I just want, that's what I'm doing here. I want, if there's one person that you haven't read before and you go and click through, that's what I want. I want to help out these women because I have read them and I have been there as a reader, and they have helped me get to be able to have writing as a job, but they helped me through so much. So this is what I want to do. But as I said, Jessica, she has like fucking 50 books, so she is amazing. I'm so sweaty. This is the last one, and a lot of you are gonna know who Kristen Ashley is. She is, I think, did I say her name wrong before? I think I said Kristen or Kristen. I swear that is like the hardest name. Like, I fuck it up so much. Jeepers creepers. Kristen Ashley, again, I think she was the OG indie author who I started with this book. And then I was like, holy fuck, what is this, like, romance genre? Who are these indie authors? And I just devoured it. I love the Rock Chick series and the Colorado Mountain series are my two favorite series by Kristen Ashley. I owe a lot to this woman. I definitely think I mimicked her style a little bit in my first few books as I was just growing my my legs and figuring out my voice and things like that. And she just really inspired me. Like, her personality really shone through in her books and in her reader groups, and she just seems like a fucking awesome chick. And I was so impressed with the friendships, the strong female friendships that she wrote, even more than the, you know, romance, which I have kind of carried over to my books, because I think strong female friendships are the cornerstones to being a strong woman, in my opinion. And as much as love and romance and sex and all that is important too, I think your girlfriends really, really hold a special and pivotal point in your life. And I really love the way that she highlighted that with these. And like, I know a lot of people are like, she described outfits too much. I'm like, no, she didn't. I love, love, love the way that she describes outfits and rooms and food, and it just very much like a big hug. And I would say that she helped me through the worst of my depressive moments when I just couldn't do anything but read, which all of these women did, I will say, because I know that when you're going through a hard time, you want to escape, and lots of times it's just sleeping or watching Netflix or, you know, doing that. But reading is such a valuable way to escape, because not that any other way is more or less, but it really lifts you up in really unique ways. And the Rock Chick series and the Colorado Mountain series did that for me. And if you haven't read Kristen Ashley, I'm guessing you have, because she is like the queen of the Indian industry. But pick that up. So that is who I have so far. As I said, this is nowhere near. There are so many, like Amal Jones, obviously. I love her. Layla Frost, she's also really great. Gianna Darling, Ella Fields. Not going to be able to remember everyone, but that's the whole reason I'm going to do a virtual version of this, so I can talk about those ladies. But yeah, this is not the end of the list by far. And as I said, I just wanted to do something that was helping you and helping my fellow sisters in the industry out, because it's a hustle. I will say, if you guys want to know more about the process, I'm an open book. Nice pun there. But I really am. I'm not an expert. I need definitely to put that as a disclaimer. I am nowhere near, you know, I'm nowhere near a lot of these authors who are doing so well and hitting so many lists and smashing it. This is my job, so I've succeeded in that respect. I am not where I want to be. I really hope that I can go further and that I can hit a lot more goals that I have for myself. But I know enough that I can talk about it with you guys. If you need help, if you want tips, if you want to hear about my mistakes, you know, I'm here. And even if you want me to do like a step-by-step, this is how I publish to Amazon, this is how I design covers or get them designed, this is like who I go to, whatever. If you want that, I'm there. That's just a few of my favorites. If you have read them, if you haven't, if you're going to, please leave me little messages in the comments, and please make sure that you go and, you know, check out their reader groups and check out their author pages and all of that kind of stuff, because as I said before, I can't really put into words what it does. And you have such a big role in an indie author's career in his or her livelihoods, so, which is beautiful, because we can connect with you guys and it really shows through. But this is sometimes a hard industry. I will say that. I can get more into the industry itself, in the darker corners of it, if you will. Like any industry, there are people that aren't here for the right reasons or don't have the right intentions, which I don't really want to waste time talking about anyway. But it's very important to me to keep my circle small and support women who I think are talented and genuine and just special. So those women all are that. So yeah, that is a quick little spiel about indie authors and why you should support them. But I'm going to go and make myself a fucking margarita now, because I have makeup probably on my chest right now. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you want to see more of anything, just leave me things in the comments. It really does give me kind of confidence to keep doing this, because I do go up and down as to whether people want to keep watching this. I have a lot of insecurities just like anyone else, so just give me a hand with my self-confidence would be great. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope that you are staying as sane and as healthy as you can during this time. Just be kind to one another and call your family, call your friends, check in and help out when you can. And I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. that, and I'm waffling and sweating. As I just fucking said, so hot.